The Mountain Between Us comes to us from director Hani Abu-Assad and is based on the book of the same name by Charles Martin, and involves Kate Winslet and Idris Elba as two strangers who are both stranded on a mountain range in Utah after surviving a plane crash during a storm, where they must overcome the harsh winter and environment if they want to survive. And for the most part, it's a fairly decent survival film. I've always enjoyed films like Castaway, but what hampers The Mountain Between Us from being a good film is that there's a big shift in tone about 60-70% of the way through the film where, and minor spoilers here, the film turns into a bit of a rom-com, and not a very good one at that. Unlike a film like Castaway where we see Tom Hanks trying to adapt to normal life after being away for so long, we get two characters yearning to be together that really shouldn't be. The setup of Kate Winslet and Idris Elba being stranded isn't anything mind-blowing. They're stranded at an airport and decide to board a charter flight with a pilot that really shouldn't be flying. The thing is, this is all purposely telegraphed and obvious, that you're really not surprised when things do go south. Idris Elba's character happens to be a surgeon, so that makes life easier for the duo when things do go bad. The portion of the film that is a survival film is pretty entertaining as the characters argue and get to know each other, and it really helps that you have Kate Winslet and Idris Elba in the film, as they are both very good in this film, especially Kate Winslet. It really shows how having someone like her can really elevate your dialogue, especially when your dialogue isn't too flash. There are a lot of pretty cheesy lines in the film, but Kate Winslet is just able to work something out of this, just effortlessly. Really, it's a testament to how good of an actress she is. There is a dog that is with them on this journey, and the dog is used for some of the more comedic moments in the film, which a couple of times the attempts at humor work, but majority of the time the humor just falls pretty flat. The only time I really chuckled was when the dog actually did something. It was kind of nice to see someone with a medical background in one of these survival situations, as they'd actually have a logical approach to how to deal with certain situations, rather than people just losing their shit till they get rescued. There are a few moments that could be seen as questionable in the medical field, but I'll leave that to a medical professional to decipher. There are some really nice shots of British Columbia where the film was shot, not Utah, but a lot of moments do suffer from some off editing choices and beats that throw the pace off, such as when Idris Elba is asking for a photo to be taken and Kate Winslet just suddenly starts spouting expositional dialogue of a past experience that just feels like it shouldn't be there and there are parts missing. But again, after the survival part of the film wraps up, the film continues for another half hour into what is essentially a rom-com, and kind of goes for a very cheap and easy end to wrap the film up, as we end up in a situation where we're not really sure if these characters are supposed to be together, but the film makes an effort to really want us to get them together. So it just kind of makes the whole experience kind of bizarre and cliche. I'm sure some people may find this change in tone okay, but ultimately it just leaves us with two completely different films that the studio wasn't really sure which part of the film they wanted to focus more on, and sadly it doesn't really work out for them. The Mountain Between Us is by no means one of the worst films of the year, but just as a pretty average survival film and a not so great rom-com, there's definitely a sense of wasted potential. You could do worse if it was on TV and you're intrigued by it, but considering the talent involved, it should have been a lot better. The Mountain Between Us gets a 5.5 out of 10 from me. Guys, I hope you liked this review. If you did like this review, do remember to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below in the comments section. Were you planning to see The Mountain Between Us, or have you seen it? Do let me know in the comments section. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, do hit the subscribe button with a little bell next to it, which will remind you when the Mono Report uploads new content. And don't forget you can follow the Mono Report on Facebook and Twitter at the Mono Report. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to stay right here for your Mono Fix. Bye, guys.